Today we are going to talk about WordPress website in relation to SEO. We get this question very often from our clients and other people, and I believe you might be getting the same sort of questions from your clients. WordPress website ranks better. It's a reality or myth? It's very important to understand slightly more in detail. Otherwise, like just a random recommendation doesn't really help. And the answer is myth. Just by having a WordPress website cannot guarantee better ranking in Google and other search engines. But it's very important to understand some of the positives about WordPress in relation to SEO. One of the main reasons why WordPress is so popular because it offers clean URL, and which is one of the ranking factor for Google. WordPress deals with meta title and description absolutely fine. WordPress has got range of SEO plugins to deal with meta title description, with Google Analytics and several other things. It has got wide range of SEO supported themes which works fantastic. It handles 301 redirection in pretty good way. In conclusion, if you got a WordPress website, most likely, the basic SEO issues will be looked after naturally. You don't have to put too much of effort working towards it. But it's very important to understand with example in what scenario WordPress can be a great choice, and in some situation it can be worse one as well. So let's understand by example. Example 1. As you can see in the diagram, it's a restaurant website page and it's talking about seafood restaurant in Melbourne. The key points to note is from the business requirement, client wanted simple and clean website which would work best in mobile and desktop. If any changes required, the client would request to developer to apply those changes. And finally, all they wanted is basically to have a better ranking so that they can get more and more customers. From SEO side, if you look at this page history, it had different URLs. The oldest one, as you can see, is /seafood.php. Then it was changed to seafood-melbourne.php, and then finally seafood-restaurant-melbourne.php. And it's very important to apply those redirections to retain the ranking. Other ranking factors are, like how is the heading, the text in the page, images, video, map, etc. Meta details also plays an important role and it needs to be right. Mobile friendliness is extremely key, particularly in this kind of industry, and the website speed is also very important. It's another ranking factor. So if we look into this slightly more in detail, but based on the requirement, WordPress is not the best fit. All they wanted is something lighter, quicker, to load in desktop and mobile. If there are some changes in the URL, that should be redirected to new one and things like that. WordPress can do okay, but probably this is not the right situation where one can recommend WordPress. Example 2. As you can see in the diagram, it's a tech blog website. And if you look at from the business requirement, the website owner would publish regular content on the website, and there may be several other authors who will publish the content, and all they wanted is basically something, a very nice and robust CMS system where they can manage this content very effectively. They would engage with the developer when they need certain changes to be done from the technical side, not necessarily publishing the content and so on and so forth. So if you look at from the SEO side, again, proper URL is the key from the SEO side. As we discussed, the heading, text, image, video, those things are also very important from the ranking point of view. Meta details should be right. Mobile friendliness, website speed, these are also very important from the ranking factor point of view. Now, so in this scenario, considering the fact that there will be several authors and they would be publishing a regular content on the blog and things like that. So definitely we can recommend WordPress here, and probably the WordPress would be the best fit here. And because of that, we need to understand the situation in what scenario WordPress can be a best fit, and sometimes it just can be, overhead and simply too much in terms of resources and not good enough. But in this scenario, as we discussed, WordPress is a perfect fit. Conclusion. So we can clearly say that just by having a WordPress website is not going to guarantee you the ranking. To have a better ranking, your website should have most of the on-site issues considered while planning and doing implementation. Things like having proper page URL, having nice heading in your page, the actual page content, images in the page, if you got videos or map that needs to be integrated. Apart from that, mobile friendliness is also very important from the ranking point of view these days. Website speed is becoming more and more sort of important from Google point of view because they're pushing it slightly too much. So if you consider all these factors while planning your page, you don't necessarily need to think whether you need to choose WordPress or some other platform. It should rank absolutely fine regardless of whether it is static or WordPress or maybe some other CMS. Make sure you do proper planning and implementation without worrying too much about like what platform to choose. When you recommend WordPress, then you need to know what scenario you're recommending and its positive and its negatives. Hope this will help.